What's going on, me scallywags? It's your pirate king, the SBZ, the gaming pirate, and we need to talk about Nintendo Direct. Like, we really need to talk about Nintendo Direct. Like, I literally just got off of the live stream of Nintendo Direct to get on here and talk to you guys. And I wrote down some notes, so we're going to be talking about it. 1, 2, 3, SBZ in the house, SBZ in the house, SBZ in the house, SBZ in the house. So Nintendo Direct just happened, and it was crazy. It was awesome. It was amazing. We streamed it. It was dope. For those of you who actually came in there, that was awesome. Thank you guys for coming in there. But we really need to talk about some wonderful features. So for those of you who did not get to watch it, we're going to go over some things, right? So we finally found out what the C button does. The C button is called the chat feature, which will allow you to voice chat with other people. It's literally like a Discord on Switch, but with video games. So each person can either talk. There's a microphone that's on top of the Switch too, and we all can talk and do whatever we need to do, you know, just to have fun. And you don't have to be in the building. On top of that, there's game share, which means I can buy the game, you can have another console, and I can share it with you and we can play the game together. No more having to buy 3 different games in order for 3 people to play. We can all play with one person having the game, but it's only on certain featured games. Then we also found out that the mouse as a controller is not just for browsing the internet or anything like that. It's literally so you can do stupid amount of things like this mouse feature kind of bridges the gap between console and PC at this point. It's like, why even buy a gaming PC when you can buy a Nintendo Switch? Let's talk about the specs of the Nintendo Switch 2. So we know that it has a bigger screen. The screen is actually a 7.9 inch screen with a 120 frames per second refresh rate. It's going to start off with 1080p, and that is just for the screen in your hand. But then when you actually dock it, it goes to 4K resolution, which will also be HDR. Man, they're packing some punches here. Now, you will get Joy-Cons that come with it. The magnetic Joy-Cons are actually true, which is amazing and dope. The buttons, the SR buttons, are steel, so when they do connect together, they are magnetic, and it's hard to get out unless you press that button, which solves my sliding issue, because on my regular Switch, whenever you slide up or down, it's atrocious. Like, it just comes straight out. Like, it doesn't stay in. Also, with these Joy-Cons, they are releasing another Pro controller. This Pro controller will not only have the C button, but it also has 2 back buttons that are customizable to whatever you need it to be. I feel like Nintendo is listening. We also need to talk about the gaming upgrades. There are gaming upgrades that you will have. So all of the games that are going to be released in the upcoming season will also have a Switch version and a Nintendo Switch edition. So that edition basically means that they are upgradable. So you can either buy the Nintendo Switch 2 version, or you can buy the upgradable version if you already own the game. That means all of my Legend of Zelda people, for Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, you have an upgradable pack that actually allows you to have GPS in the game. Like, where was that for me? Where was that when I was in the depths trying to play Legend of Zelda? Like, I needed that GPS, but they have the GPS for the upgradable version, which is amazing and awesome. Now let's talk about storage. Your storage out of the gate is 256 gigabytes. Whoa, because the regular Switch is only 32. So out of the gate is 256 gigabytes. On top of the 256 gigabytes, let's also talk about how the micro SDs that you want, if you want to like upgrade your storage further, they cannot be the same as the Switch. They have to be their own high-speed versions. Like for the Switch 2, it has to be its own high-speed version. Whatever you have high-speed on the Switch 1 will not work on the Switch 2. Now, let's also talk about the Nintendo Switch Direct, because in the middle of us streaming the Nintendo Switch Direct, there were some technical difficulties.
発売いたします。
Yo, people are pissed.
ミッドガル脱出までを描いた3部作シリーズの1作目となり、
So my question is, who got fired? Like, who was responsible? Like, in the middle of us watching, we probably didn't really get to see, I know I didn't get to see the Cyberpunk release trailer. I probably will when they re-upload, but I didn't get to see that because the sync was off. Everything was, somebody got fired. Like, I felt like the video was behind, but then sometimes I felt like the video was forward. It was weird. Whoever was in charge of the audio got fired. Just want to say that. All right, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch camera. The Nintendo Switch 2 will have a camera. They have USB-C ports at the bottom and USB-C ports at the top. Now, the USB-C port at the top will allow you to have a camera that you can connect while you're charging. Also, if you do not want to connect a camera, or if you don't have one, you can also charge from the top if you're in tabletop version. So that is amazing and awesome as well. Now let's talk about the cartridges. The cartridges for the Switch are black, but the cartridges for the Switch 2 are red. Now they look exactly the same. The only difference is one's red and one is black. That means the Switch cartridges, original Switch cartridges, will work on the Switch 2, but the Switch 2 cartridges will not work on the Switch 1 because they have a faster data reading. Let's talk about the price. If you just want the Switch 2 by itself, you don't want any games to go with it, you will be paying $450, which is crazy because I predicted this right before they went live. Now, if you want the bundle, this will come with Mario Kart World. You are actually going to be paying $499. And that's all the news that we have so far as the Switch. Now, here are some of the games that I personally, as the Pirate King, am excited for. You guys know I love me some Dynasty Warriors. So with that being said, Hyrule Warriors is number 1 on my list. I loved Breath of the Wild and I loved Tears of the Kingdom, but I felt like there was some gaps in between. Like, I didn't know what happened between the war. Like, yeah, they showed us some bits and pieces, but I would like to fight that war. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to fight the war when Zelda goes back in time. But now Hyrule Warriors has combined Zelda with Dynasty Warriors and basically said, yo, come together. We can now basically play that war in its totality. It's amazing. Another game that I'm really excited for is Split Fiction. The reason I haven't got it on the PS5 yet is because I want Split Fiction on the Switch because that's something that me and my wife play on the Switch. And so when it did release, I was wondering why it didn't come on the Switch. And here's the reason why: because they were waiting for the Switch 2 and its NVIDIA chip. Another thing that I'm excited for is when you use your Switch Online membership, you will actually be able to use GameCube games. They actually have a collection for GameCube now. So the games that I am excited for is Soul Calibur 2 in that, and then there's also another game. I wonder if they're going to bring Def Jam Vendetta in there. That's a hope for me. I don't know if it's actually going to be released, but that's a hope for me. Also, with the GameCube edition, they're actually making another GameCube controller for the Switch 2 that actually has the C button in there. Now, I'm also excited for Mario Kart World. I did have a speculation and I heard from someone else, and I was thinking this too, that they would not come out with Mario Kart 9. Usually when you have an 8, they usually like to do even numbers. They don't like to end on 9. And if they do end on 9, it's probably the end of the franchise. So with that being said, Mario Kart World was a wonderful title for this. I thought it was going to be Mario Kart X. So Mario Kart World I'm excited for, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's been a minute since Donkey Kong has actually come out with another title. Like, Nintendo did not come out with another title for Donkey Kong. It's been Donkey Kong Country, remaster, and we finally got Donkey Kong Bonanza. I am wondering where Diddy Kong is. Is he actually with Diddy in jail? I don't know. It's just questions I have to ask. Let me talk about here my thoughts, right? And I don't want this to be too long. Number one, where's Tekken? Like, you teased us with Street Fighter 6. Where's Tekken? For all of us Tekken fans, we would like Tekken to be on the Switch. Like, you gave us so much but you left Tekken out of there. I would like for Tekken to be on the Switch. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo, if you're listening, bring that on. Also, I think this is a wonderful console. I definitely want to get this at launch. The launch for it will be June the 5th. The launch for it will be June the 5th, 2025. So I'm ready and I'm excited to go ahead and get this thing. I think it's amazing. I think the NVIDIA chip really opened up the world for us gamers at Nintendo that love Nintendo Switch, that love just being able to be surrounded with the people. It's not just Nintendo exclusive games, it's Nintendo exclusive games plus the third party, which is amazing and awesome. I really didn't have any gripes or complaints about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. The only thing that I did not like is the fact that I did not see the price in the trailer. I had to go somewhere else to get the price. They said that they were going to do some more stuff later on, but that's all they have to say right now. They said we have to wait closer to launch to see anything else that they have. All right, everybody, if you like what you've been looking at so far, please leave a like, leave a comment, also subscribe so you can be a part of the pirate crew. I'm at a loss for words. This was dope. This was awesome. For those of you who actually came into the Nintendo Direct live stream that me and Joy did, thank you. You guys are awesome. I can talk about this forever. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So, without further ado, we out of here. Peace.